A great presentation, and our next presenter that we have up is Frank Qualtier. He's also been here before, and so we're bringing him back for another great presentation. But Frank began his career with LiftMaster in 2008 as an inside sales coordinator. Since then, Frank has been with LiftMaster, and he's been promoted to outside sales manager for Indiana and Kentucky. And most recently, National Account Manager, working closely with LiftMaster OEMs. Frank is now the Channel Manager for Commercial Door Operators, where he will continue to focus on marketing and sales growth for the LiftMaster Commercial product line. Frank is going to share with us today some exciting new commercial product information, so please give a hand to Frank Qualtier.
Thank you very much, Matt, and thank you to Service Spring for being great partners, having us in here today. We did this last year, and I think we've been doing it for a few years now, and it's very successful. Great way to get the name out of new products, information out to all of our dealers. So once again, thank you to Service Spring for having us in and being able to talk about some of our new products here. So just to start off, and it looks like we've got some funky slides coming over, but don't mind that. I'll cover all the information. We're starting off with just doing a recap on Logic 5. Logic 5's been out since October of 2014. Been a very successful product for us. It's worked really well in all the environments. We've seen some great success with MyQ, with the Security Plus 2.0, with the dual voltage. So we're going to do a quick recap on those features and those products. So this outlines the three main features on the Logic 5 operators. Prior to Logic 5, our Logic 4 was a great, reliable machine. What we wanted to do was add some nice features that would help the dealer, that would help LiftMaster, and that would also help the end user. So we implemented something called Security Plus 2.0. I'm not going to get too far into that because Sherry just went over it in great detail, but basically allowing you to use 3 frequencies from your transmitter simultaneously rather than one gives us much better range, and we've seen that in action with the Logic 5 operators. I'm not seeing very many dealers at all run external antennas anymore. If you are, start rethinking that because you may not need to. There are very, very rare environments where you need to run an external antenna because the radio receiver and the remotes are very, very strong and are able to get through a lot of that interference. So that's been a great thing for our dealers, a great thing for our end users, because when you press that remote, you want it to work every time. The next thing we added was the MyQ. The MyQ, as you all know, has been a part of our residential line for quite some time. We added it to the commercial environment, and just the same, we've seen some pretty great results from it. On the MyQ on the commercial side, it's very much the same as it is on the residential side. We have some updates that we want to add over the years to make it more commercial focused, but right now we're seeing some great applications, such as Jiffy Lubes, different small businesses, warehouses, the ability to monitor, control, and get alerts for any of your doors at your business is very, very vital, same as it is on your residence. So I've seen many different, I actually have seen one Jiffy Lube manager that runs 4 stores. Use this on each of his locations. It's a great way for him to know before he goes to bed at night, hey, all my doors are closed, my shop's all locked up. And then if for any reason someone was to open the doors, he gets an immediate alert to them. So that's just one of the many examples of commercial MyQ environments, and a lot of our dealers and end users have been really excited about it. Once again, to add MyQ to a facility, all you have to do is have a Logic 5 operator and add an internet gateway. The internet gateway is still needed on the commercial operators. We're not adding Wi-Fi to it anytime soon, so you'll continue to use the internet gateway. But once you have the internet gateway in place, that'll connect to up to 16 devices. So once you have one internet gateway, you can control 16 doors or doors and lights in your facility. The last feature that we included in this operator was dual voltage, and this has been great for our partners such as Service Spring and our dealers for stocking products. What we were able to do is create a single-phase machine and a 3-phase machine, and rather than having to select the voltage when you order the product, you now are able to just select the voltage at the time of the installation. So as you can see on the screen there, You've got a wiring harness that will come loose every time you order a single phase or a three-phase operator. And then you are going to take that machine out to the job site, verify the power you have coming in, and plug that Molex connector into the right plug, either 115 or 230, and that's clearly marked on the board. We've had great success with that. Like I said, companies such as Service Spring, they're able to take care of all of their customers' needs without stocking a multitude of different voltage products. So it's been exciting for us, it's been exciting for our dealers. It's easier to stock the product than it was before. I know many of us have probably been out there doing wiring changes to change it from 230 to 115 or vice versa. No more of that, it just makes life a lot easier. Other than Logic 5, we're pretty status quo on our commercial operators right now. We don't have anything that new on the horizon, but what we do have is a lot of safety products. Sherry will be talking a little bit more today about our Don't Chance It, Check It program, and commercially we are very much invested and involved in safety. As we all know, commercial doors, rolling steel and sectional, are big. They can be dangerous. People can get hurt on them. They're probably more dangerous than a residential door. So it's very important to us to continue to invest in safety, to continue to get the word out. In 2010, we had a UL 325 change that I think was very much needed, where we added the ability to have monitored photo eyes to a commercial operator, and without those monitored photo eyes, you have to use constant pressure to close. You could also use a 4-wire electric edge or another edge product. But we are continuing to invest in other safety devices to make environments even safer. One of them is our new light curtain product. This is a really exciting product. I've got one on demo here, and we can pass it around and open this bad boy up later. But what the light curtain does, and you've got a nice visual representation there, is instead of having a photo eye where you simply have an eye on one side and an eye on the other side, and they're sending one beam, is you actually have 3 feet high curtains that are covering the entire area. So you've got 36 inches of coverage. Obviously, this protects more ground. So this is actually an ancillary product. It's secondary safety. So that means it cannot be used as your primary monitored entrapment protection. If you hook this up only, you'll still be under constant pressure to close. But if you hook this up in tandem with a photo eye or with an electric edge or our OES edge, you can actually use this as a secondary safety feature. And this is really for protecting trucks, different types of equipment. Our photo eyes are meant to be at 12 inches from the ground to protect people. We're coming out with other products to help protect some of the other things that we have in our environments. Obviously people as well. This is going to help protect people even better. But some of those trucks, a lot of our commercial environments, we have fire trucks have overhangs. So it's very, very good to... It's a 36-inch light curtain. Sorry, 6 inches, and then you need to be 6 inches above those for the curtain. Thank you, Sherry and Denny. This is what your actual light curtains look like. Another nice thing about these is they are NEMA 4 rated, so car washes, any type of environment, they're going to work very well. Once again, just providing our dealers more opportunities to sell safety in these environments. If we've gone out to many auto dealerships have not played by the UL 325 rules historically, and our dealers have probably been a part of that to some degree. We're trying to help with making the safety and following those regulations easier. So instead of going out to a car or auto service station and putting a photo eye in one corner and another photo eye in the top corner across, which I know none of us here do, you don't have to do that anymore. You can put your standard photo eyes at 6 inches to protect people, and now you can add a light curtain to protect anything else in that environment. You can also use multiple light curtains in one environment. So like I said, these are 3 feet. You can use 2 sets if you want. You can put them right next to each other, or you can spread them out. So if you got a big tall door and you want to protect multiple different areas in that door space, you can do so. So very excited about this product. There's not too many light curtains out there in our industry, and so far we've had great success with any of the dealers that have tried them. Optical edge system. So this has been out a little bit longer, but it's still a relatively new safety product. What this is it's actually a LiftMaster designed edge, and it works very much like an electric edge, except it uses a slightly different technology in which you actually plug photo eyes into each side of the edge. So it actually is using photo eye technology within that edge, and it's really kind of neat. A couple of the key advantages to this is you cut it to size and length right at the time of the install. So there's no special ordering, there's no making sure you have exactly the right size. You can either order it by kit, so you can order it by 16-foot rolling or sectional kit. We have a 24-foot sectional kit, or we just sell it by the roll. We sell 50-foot rolls. Once you have the 50-foot rolls, we highly suggest putting these on your service trucks, because how often in the past could you go out to a job site, see that an edge was bad in the field, and actually replace it right off your truck right then and there? That really hasn't been a possibility with a lot of the products that have been out there in the past, but now we have the ability to service any edge and replace it immediately by the ability to cut that right down to size, plug your photo eyes in, and attach it to the door, and you're good to go. So this actually, the sectional product works very, very well on most standard doors. And then we do sell channel if you've got any type of non-standard sectional bottom door or non-standard sectional rolling steel door. This is what it looks like when it's actually working. So as you can see, there is a photo eye on each side of the edge, and that edge is acting like it's basically just a rubber acicle with that photo eye running through it. So as you can see, if there's any obstruction, it's going to cut off that photo eye beam, and it's going to reverse the edge. Once again, very easy product to install, great for service trucks and new installations, very, very cost effective for an edge installation. And the other thing that's great about it is it's NEMA 6 rated, which means it can sit in standing water. So anytime we have flooding, any areas where electric edges may go bad, this will not go bad. This can sit in standing water and it will continue to work. The only thing that you have to watch out for here is if it's sitting in standing water and that water freezes up, obviously until it's unfrozen. If the photo eye can't see, you're not going to be able to get through. But great product, it's worked really well. The other nice thing is if you get scratches, nicks, bumps in that edge where it might have been replaced in the past, as long as that photo eye can continue to see through, it's going to work fine. So we've seen great success out of this product as well, and we're really excited about it. This can also be your primary entrapment protection. So if you have a situation where you do not want to use photo eyes, LiftMaster allows you to use this as your primary entrapment protection, and this will be your monitored edge. This is just a quick look at the rest of our safety sensor portfolio. Like I said, we are trying to invest in more options for our customers. Everybody likes a little bit something different, so we have come out with some different photo eyes. Our CPSUs are our standard eyes that come in the box, and they work great. But in certain environments, you might want to move up to the CPSU N4, which is a little bit stronger and NEMA 4 rated, so it's waterproof. We also have our CPS RP N4, which is a great product. A lot of people, when UL 325 came into action in 2010 for commercial door operators, were a little bit nervous about the added time and cost it takes to hook up and wire photo eyes. Well, we came out with a monitored reflective photo eye, and a lot of people have latched onto this right away because you only have to wire to one side. Product works great. I believe it has a 40-foot maximum width. So we've got a lot out there in the field. A couple of customers had issues with them early on, and we made a slight change that's pretty much taken all those issues away. In the past, and you can even see it in this picture, it's an old photograph, the reflector is a dual pane reflector. We've actually switched that out to a single pane reflector, and now the product is working flawlessly in the field. We'll be running a promotion in August, September to actually add the CPS RP N4s in the box at no charge upgrade. So if it's something you're interested in, try them on the August, September promo. You'll be able to upgrade them for free, and then see if you like them, and then that might become a regular part of your installations. We also have the CPS OP N4s. These are rubber photo eyes in a rubber housing, and the reason these are great is because they flex back into place. So environments where there's a lot of equipment, a lot of people moving around, those photo eyes are going to get knocked around, and you're getting nuisance calls to go back out just to realign those photo eyes. The open 4s are fantastic because they'll flex right back into place when they're knocked out of place. And once again, it goes back to safety and then selling the entire job. So LiftMaster commercially, we're continuously preaching, hey, we're not just door and operator guys. We want to sell a solution to all of our customers, and our customers have different needs out there. So looking at the options of adding different sets of photo eyes, looking at the options of adding a light curtain, being more of a consultant to your end user and understanding would the MyQ capabilities be something that they're interested in. It's a great value add for a pretty low cost. So we're really trying to help our dealers get into that mode of selling an entire solution. We've got some brochures. If any of you haven't seen them, I highly suggest reach out to me or your LiftMaster rep, or even Service Spring can take care of you for some literature. We have purpose-configured brochures, and they are actually speaking directly to the end users. In the past, all of our literature spoke to you, the dealer, but if you tried to hand that over to a car or automotive station center, they would say, this is Chinese to me. So now we are making literature that actually speaks directly to them and says, hey, at auto service stations, we highly recommend not just one set of photo eyes, but two, or a set of photo eyes and a light curtain. We also recommend for fire stations a red-green light to help you not hit your sectional doors on your way out of the fire station. So all this literature is all an effort to help you guys sell the solutions, sell around the door and not just the door and operator, and then, by the way, also making some extra margins in the meantime at those job sites. That's all I've got today. Any questions? Yeah. Today, our 3900 only accepts the standard photo eye. So that is a question that has come up before. Our team is actually looking into options for the future. That product is the exact same as the LiftMaster 8500 with some minor changes to what comes in the box and what works with it. As we look to further enhance that product on the residential and commercial side, I foresee some of those options becoming available, but no, not today. You could put it outside, but you will have issues with it outside more than not because of different things in the environment, dust, air, light, sunlight can cause some distraction there. So it's really meant for commercial doors. I would not try and use this on gate operators because you could have some nuisance openings. But it is NEMA 4, so it's not gonna get damaged because of the water or anything like that. It's just I don't want to promote to use it completely in outdoor environments, especially for very wide doors. I don't want to see you guys having nuisance reversals. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, we sell the single pane reflectors. I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat the question for everybody so that you can hear it. The question is if you've got reflectors in the field that have either broken or you've modified to make them work better, LiftMaster does sell our single pane reflector, and we will offer it to anybody that calls. So if you want to just order the reflector for any job sites you have, especially if you have the old double pane reflector, we'll actually replace it at no charge. So any sites that you have like that with the dual pane reflectors that either aren't working well or you've had to modify like you had to do, go ahead and just give us a call and we'll replace that. Steve? Well, it's as we know, I'm sorry, Steve, we'll repeat your question really quick. The question was, with DC operators, on the commercial line, you'd strictly be talking about the 3900, 3950. Much more so on the residential line, you'll see it in the 8500. If you are using a DC motor, the force can be an issue sometimes if you've got unbalanced doors. It's typically happening with very, very heavy doors or doors that are out of balance. And basically when the door is coming down, you can see nuisance reversals. Typically when talking to our tech support, we can help work with you to try and do a couple of different things, but the most important thing is that door be as balanced as possible. If it's as balanced as possible and There are a couple other things like pusher springs that we'll recommend, pitching your track to make sure that that door rolls down smoothly. I would say any type of application that you come across where you're having trouble with a 3900 or an 8500, just reach out to LiftMaster Tech Support, and we'll have some really good ways to try and get around that situation. But it's also not for every door. Just like each operator is made individually, not every operator is for every application, so make sure that you're using the right operator for the right application as well. Sure. I'm going to defer that one to Sherry, I think. I think that's a battery issue when cold weather is affecting your remotes, but I'm going to defer that one to Sherry.
Typically, when you see a remote control having an issue with really cold weather, or a keypad having an issue with a really cold weather, it's the battery. The battery specs are only so far for cold temperatures. We've been in Chicago. We've had a lot of problems in the last 2 winters during those really, really cold snaps with keypads, external keypads for the residential garage openers, and that's purely because it literally got colder than the battery could work. So once you warm them up, it works again, but it's a part of the battery. What I do recommend, if you're running into that, use a lithium battery. So if that remote control or that keypad doesn't have a lithium battery in it, swap it out. They've got better performance in colder environments.
Thank you, Sherry. Bring up the radio control expert for that one. Paul? Oh, okay, good. So the question was, Logic 5 3-phase, do I have any update? Yes, I do have an update for you all. Thank you, everyone in the industry and all of our good customers, for your patience with this. In February, we realized that we had an issue with our 3-phase machines. It took us a little bit of time to understand what that issue actually was, but we have figured it out, and we're in the midst of redesigning our product on the 3-phase side. So what happens is that 3-phase power board actually has a flaw where the relays can stick. And when the relays stick, you can have problems with the motor, and you're going to have more motor failures than normal in the field. So what we decided to do, we're very, very proud to be a quality company. We want to put quality products out into the field. What we decided to do as soon as we found that out was to put the product line on hold. So all of Logic 5 3-phase operators have been on hold for some time. We have been offering Logic 4 3-phase in their place. We've completely opened up the line again on Logic 4 3-phase. We're manufacturing every single type of operator that we've made previously historically to service all of your needs in the field. We have redesigned our Logic 5 3-phase board. I actually was down at the plant a couple weeks ago, saw the redesign. It looks really, really great, and all the testing is going great. Unfortunately, it's going to take some time before we're able to relaunch it, and that's because of the rigorous testing that LiftMaster does. On this one, we're going to go over and above because this one already did slip through the cracks in testing and made it out to the field. We're going to be very, very, we're going to work really, really hard to make sure that we have a great product to relaunch to you all in the field, but we're going to do it after we've made very, very sure that it's working perfectly and that we aren't going to have those types of issues moving forward. Does that give you guys the answer that you were looking for? So we're probably looking at, based on the timelines that I've seen, and this is always subject to change because if something doesn't go right in that testing, we might have to try some different things. But right now we're looking at having that product wrapped up to be reintroduced either late this year or early next year. Until then, as I said, Logic 4 3-phase will be full production so that any jobs out there that have the 3-phase need, we're able to still supply a very, very quality, reliable operator in those places. And then we're very excited to reintroduce Logic 5 3-phase and have that be the workhorse out there for you guys that it's supposed to be. Any other questions? Thank you guys again for having me today. I'll be over here, so if you have any questions for me later, feel free to grab me.